Hello, welcome to another Soulprint mini. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I'm sort of dedicating this week to the GOP. Republicans are not making great strides forward, and I don't believe that they're impressing anybody. And if they don't get a deal done, which I have to tell you, I don't think they're going to by Saturday. I don't think it's if and when there is a shutdown, it's not going to extend um very long. Like I really don't. Like 2 to 4 days, that kind of thing. But um they're definitely not, shining stars these days. And I want to take a look at Lauren Boebert. Now, we all saw the video of what was going on at the Beetlejuice performance. And then she dumped the guy she was with because horror of horrors, he was a Democrat. You damn well know she knew that before she moseyed on into that theater with him. But I think what agitates me the most about her, honestly, is her um I am pure as the driven snow. I speak God's word. I adhere to Christian principles and values. And none of that's true that we can figure out. I mean, none of it. And I may be a lapsed Catholic, but I don't like it when people use religion of any denomination to sort of strengthen a message that really isn't there. I mean, this is a gun toting, bar owning, um, a bar owning, by the way, that had drag performances. Person who has apparently the morals of an alley cat. And that could actually be insulting to some alley cats. Now, she is being really challenged by Adam Firth, I believe, is her Democratic challenger, and he is making up ground. He is, I believe, energetically, he's going to bounce her right out of her seat. I don't. Then they did say that charges that wouldn't be laid against her, I guess, for public whatever that does. But this was almost like a feather in old Adam's cap, right? This was just the ammunition he needed to once again surge to the forefront of people's thoughts and minds. So, how do we think old Lauren Boebert's doing? Let's find out, shall we? Here we go. Thank you very, very much for being here, by the way. Sometimes I get caught up and I forget my niceties, but I very much appreciate all of your support. Here we go. Into the mud. Lauren Boebert trajectory, Lauren Boebert trajectory, Lauren Boebert trajectory. What's going on with Missy? What do we know? Okay, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit surprised. She actually has some not bad cards, but let's read them and actually see what the message is. So she's starting off with the 10 of Pentacles. I actually think that this has to do, in reverse, okay, has to do with limited fundraising abilities. It has to do with a loss of her power. This is the problem. She became so caught up in her own rhetoric that she sort of failed to gauge the energy, the attitudes of the very people that she is depending on to vote for her and keep her in her office. And the thing is, she only won by 500 and some odd votes in the last election. You would think it would have sort of caused her to rein it in a little bit. But instead, her behavior has become even more kind of excessive. And she's seeing things backwards, right? She's not looking at it from the right perspective. Her focus is holding on to what little power she has, and that power is diminishing because she is tarnishing, like, never mind her own reputation. I think that was tarnished like way back with the whole Christmas card with the gun deal, okay? But she's tarnishing the reputation of Republicans, of women. And let's remember who votes. Women vote. And while there's a lot to be said, and in fact celebrated, with, healthy sexual energy and relationships, there's a line that gets drawn about public theaters. There's a line that gets drawn about screaming, "Don't you know who I am?" Yeah, we real clear, man. We are really clear exactly about who and what you are. For her, it's about the notoriety. It's about the abuse. This is often viewed as it's a celebratory card. It is also, though, viewed as a card of excess, of, drinking too much, partying too much, stepping over the lines. Now, I don't know about the drinking and the partying, although, but this is definitely stepping over the line, and this is actually losing the support of women. For her, it's about the money. And not only the money, but like the status, the position, the perceived power she has. Guess what? She's got some bad news coming at her. And, we're like, I don't know, what is it? 14 months away from the election in November of 2024. She's got a really big job ahead of her if she thinks that she's going to be able to rise above this. The problem is, there's a lot more stuff coming out. There is a lot more stuff coming out. And even though she may have escaped the law with her theatrics with her lover, I don't think that's going to hold for her. Ultimately, this is where she ends up, with a big old broken heart. And I do not believe for 1 second that she is going to be reelected. And I do believe that going forward, Adam Firth is going to continue to gain strength and power. And it feels truly like, for him, a landslide, and for her, an abysmal, humiliating defeat. If before that she isn't drummed right out of the party, which of course she won't be, because McCarthy can't afford to lose anybody, because his margins are so narrow. I don't see a good kind of finish for her. I think that any cards that she has that were, sort of had some positive connotations, it very much feels like, they're being read kind of in reverse. It just doesn't feel like, she is, her power, her strength, her popularity, all of it continues to diminish, and it will continue to diminish as she moves forward, because, like so many Republicans, when they feel threatened, when they feel backed into a corner, what do? They become more outrageous. They become more kind of militant. And the more, frankly, she opens her mouth, the bigger the grave she's digging for herself. And you know what? I don't see that that's a bad thing. Okay. That's the mini on Boebert. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We're going to be doing a mini on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Also, please don't forget to post your questions for minis and for the pendulum in the comment section below. Joyce is doing her thing and she's collecting those questions and sending them off to me. And so please don't forget to contribute and participate, particularly to the pendulum ones. I think the more I get questions from outside, it helps me sort of almost expand the areas that I somehow tend to focus in on. So, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye bye.